If you're a business owner and you've tried making sales from Facebook ads, I guarantee you that at some point you've been told that you need to test different campaigns. But what a lot of business owners aren't told is exactly how to test different campaigns in order to make the most sales. In today's video, I want to explain exactly how you can split test your campaigns to make the most amount of money imaginable with your Facebook ads. You see, the first point to realize here is the majority of business owners approach this in the completely wrong way. Most business owners, when they're looking at split testing, they will have a winning campaign already. A campaign that may have made them a few pounds and a few multiples in terms of the money that they put in to the money that they get out. What a lot of business owners do is they approach this and they just launch a completely different campaign alongside this with the hope of that then performing even better. But the reality is, with Facebook ads, it's a very logical platform. A very logical platform that we just need to let the data steer us in the direction that we want to take. We don't really need to use loads of thought processes and come up with new tactics. We just need to let the data tell us exactly what we need to do. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to change in order to become more profitable. And the first step to this is testing one thing at a time. So when you're running Facebook ads, instead of coming in and looking at testing everything all at once and not knowing what thing caused the positive impact, we want to test one thing at a time. So when we launch a campaign, we can test different creatives, different copies, different headlines, different funnels, different call to actions. We can test everything. But what we don't want to do is test everything at once, because then it will leave us not knowing what actually caused the positive change. So when we're looking at testing Facebook ads, we want to pick one thing only, and change that and test it alongside the previous version. What this then allows us to do is we can then see which version is getting the best impact. Then we turn the one off that isn't and just run with the one that is. We then keep iterating and testing like that until we have realized that our cost per lead has drastically reduced. I'll give you an example. A business that we've been working with recently came to us and was initially spending £6,000 every single week on Facebook ads and averaging around 100 leads a week. After 17 weeks of consistently split testing, time and time again, we brought their budget down to £2,500 a week. So they were originally spending $6,000, now they're spending $2,500, so a significant decrease. But their leads are 250 to 270 leads a week. So they're literally spending significantly less, but their lead flow is significantly higher, and that is literally down to split testing. Not down to coming in and changing a campaign to a different thing, but figuring out what the piece of that campaign is that we can test and running with the winner and consistently doing this time and time again. That's the first step. The next step is we need to learn how to actually read data inside the ads dashboard, and these are 4 main metrics that you need to look out for that will literally tell you what to change. If you follow these steps, this will show you what to change with your ads rather than guessing. So here we go. Once we're in our ads dashboard, the first step is to scroll to the far right, click the plus icon so we can add more specific data, choose customize columns, and then we want to search for a few different ones. The first one is we want to search for frequency. The next one is we want to search for link click-through rate. The next one is CPM, and the next one is clicks, and I'm going to show you exactly what all of these mean. Clicks all. Let's click apply. So now we have additional columns on our dashboard that will track certain things. Here is exactly how you're going to read all of these. Now, the first one here being frequency. So what frequency tells us is how many times is the ad being shown to the same person. If our frequency is at 4, for example, it means that the same person is seeing our ad roughly 4 times on average. We want to ensure that our frequency is below 4. If our frequency is too high, majority of cases, the simple fix is you need to make your audience bigger. It means that your audience is too small, so you need to take off some filters and ensure that you're targeting a bigger pool of people, and then you'll notice that your frequency will decrease. CTR, link click-through rate, this shows us the percentage of people that see our ad, click from our ad to whatever the call to action is. We want this to be 3% or higher. If it isn't 3% or higher, we want to change the ad. We want to change the ad to then an ad that is going to get more engagement. If after testing lots of different ads, we still aren't getting that click-through rate higher, either your ads are still too poor or your audience is wrong and you're showing ads to an audience that it doesn't resonate with them. CPM here on the right hand side, this then shows us the cost to get 1,000 people to view our ad. Generally, I use this as a sort of baseline. So we can then see that, right, on average, a year ago, it cost us £8 to get 1,000 views, whereas now it's £12, for example. We then know that that audience is now more expensive to market to. So what that then means is we can forecast. If our CPM is going up and up and up and up, it means that it's getting increasingly expensive to advertise to this audience. So it doesn't mean that we stop advertising, but what it does mean is that we preempt this and we look at testing other audiences, because a big thing with Facebook ads is we don't want an audience to just die and then we're left trying to quickly scramble together another audience. We want to be proactive. So if CPM is increasing, let's start testing and find another winner. Clicks shows us the number of people that see the ad, click from it across into call to actions and just engage with the ad. Now, when the clicks are really high and your results are really low, what this then shows us is, first of all, we should probably change where leads are being sent. If we have really high clicks, really low, essentially, results and conversions, it means wherever the ad is sending people, wherever the call to action is, that isn't aligned. So that needs to change and that needs to be optimized. If we optimize that and it's still not working, again, either you've not optimized it enough or the people that you're sending are completely the wrong types of people and it doesn't resonate with them. What we can then also do, if we scroll across the last main metric, there's obviously other metrics, but if we understand these four things become a lot simpler, is results. So the cost per our results, how many results we get and the cost per. This obviously varies very much depending on what you're running. If you're running it to a direct sale, if you're running it to a call booking, if you're running it to a page visit, that depends. Generally, what we want to do though is, let's say we're running a top of funnel campaign just to get more followers. We want to generally average between 8 and 15p a page visit. With lead magnets, again, it depends on the extent of the lead magnet, but I would shoot for anything ideally less than £4. And then call bookings, again, this depends slightly based on your product. If you have a £30,000 product, you can obviously spend more to get a call booked. If you have a cheaper product, then obviously you can only spend less. Generally, a couple £100 to get a call booked is a general consensus at a maximum, but we obviously shoot for less as well. Then when it comes to sales very much depends on the product and the audience that you're directly selling to in terms of how much it costs to get a direct sale from ads. But if we understand these metrics and then we test one thing at a time, we'll very much easily be able to continue to optimize our ad campaigns.